Hello MGTOW. It's been a while since I've posted a video, but I finally got time to gather some thoughts together and bring you this one. So, this is a video response to Big John. He's another great MGTOW. For those of you who are new to the MGTOW community, he's been here for a very long time, putting out the very best in MGTOW content out there, and I'm really grateful that he was able to come back and continue to post even more videos for us to watch in his channel. So the video he posted today was the question, the question and his answer as to what was the solution after MGTOW brought this feminist utopia to a collapse. And he asked his viewers to post in the comment section what their thoughts were. Naturally, I began doing this, but then as I thought more and more about what the solution would be, several different things came to mind. Number one, it's not our problem. Whatever happens, happens. MGTOW is not about finding solutions. We are not repairmen. We're not repairmen. This is, of course, the view held by Stardust. The idea that we're not repairmen. Another thing that came to mind was, let's just take not just women's rights away, right? The way that TFM advocates. We just take women's rights away by just doing it. But let's take everyone's rights away, right? And I got to thinking, what are rights, right? Are they, there are no rights in nature, right? Nature neither gives nor guarantees rights to anyone. And so it follows that rights are a construct of man, and that we came up with this idea of having rights in order to guarantee the survival of the species, because otherwise we would have probably just annihilated ourselves. That's one possibility and one view. But what happens if we take away everyone's rights, right? Let's picture the scenario for a second. We open up the jails, all right? Because if there are no rights, there are no responsibilities, right? And there could be no right or wrong. So we open up the jails and we let out the people who are mentally unstable from, or who we consider to be mentally unstable, from the mental health facilities. We let out all these people simply because we now acknowledge that there is no such thing as a right. Right? And since there are no rights, there will be no responsibilities to be had to go along with those rights. And indeed, the problem we're having today with women is that apparently they are incapable of recognizing the fact that they need to be responsible for things. And that in order to have rights, you must be able to take responsibility in order to maintain those rights. You got to be responsible. if you want rights. That's the catch-22 of having rights. So what happens if we just say, well, forget it, there are no rights, everybody's free, let everyone do as they want to do, right? No restrictions. That's one way we can go about it. And at first it may be hard. That may be a solution to the problem of what do we do with women, right? At first it'll be hard. Society will collapse, if it hadn't already done so, and we let the chips fall as they may, right? And from that we can build something. From that we can pretty much basically start anew and figure out, well, now with the technology we have available, right? There are some people who will they will form groups to guarantee their survival, right? In this chaotic situation, and there are going to be some winners and there are going to be some losers. And but the important thing here is that no one is going to have a right to free living. No one is going to have a right to live off of someone else, off of someone else's labor and efforts. So, having said that, ideas like socialism are out of the question. And if you're the kind of person who thrives on being a professional victim, and you find yourself in this environment where you have to basically fend for yourself in order to survive, and you have other people, perhaps millions of people just like you doing the exact same thing, then what are your true chances of survival, right? What value do you bring to others so that they may pair up with you, right? And help you survive? Do you bring a positive attitude? Do you bring a certain skill with you? Etc., etc. So the solution, right? That could be one solution. We let things just decay, and we let society, so sort of a anarchy, right? Sort of an anarchical situation there, where we get a chance to restart society. And who knows, maybe this is a cyclical thing, a cyclical thing that we're not aware of, this societal collapse, right? Where men begin to notice that gynocentrism has just basically taken over, and they're just not having any more of it, and society collapses, and for centuries, or actually for perhaps millennia, it's been like this, and we just don't know, simply because we do not have the knowledge of what happened, say 10 million years ago, or even 10,000 years ago, for that matter, right? We don't know. I mean, we can speculate based on some of the archaeological evidence that we find in caves and in other parts of the earth, right? But we're not really sure. We're not really sure if we. I think we're far from being able to speculate as to, with any degree of certainty, and say that this is a cyclical thing, right? This collapse of civilization, this collapse of society. So that's my solution, I guess. I'm sure there are other solutions, right? We can but that's my favorite one. That'll be my favorite one. Let everything collapse, and let's rebuild civilization with the knowledge that we have, and see what happens, right? And by letting everything collapse, I don't mean letting all of the structural elements of society that we have built collapse. No, I mean let it collapse at a societal level, just the social structure of society, not the physical structure. There will be some decay, in the physical structure. That's inevitable, right? Some of the skyscrapers will not be properly maintained. The road systems will fall in disrepair, that sort of stuff. But the societal collapse is what I'm really interested in taking place, and if that happens, then we let nature run its course, right? Perhaps that's the way that things were meant to be. May the strong and the smart survive. MGTOW, I thank you for watching this video. I would like you to please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you like my content, give it a thumbs up. This helps other people watch it and be acquainted or acquaint themselves with the MGTOW knowledge that's out there. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.